Hello everybody, happy 20th anniversary to the Minna no Golf series. I'm sure most people here are quite excited for the upcoming Minna no Golf World. Sadly, it also marks the end of the clap hands era that we've all come to know and love. Though after this standalone release, we aren't really sure what will happen to the Sony IP. Maybe this revival is a success and we'll get to see more content or games made in the future. With that being said, recently, as some of you know, I visited the Minna no Golf World booth at the Shonen Jump Victory Carnival event. I thought this was really random at first, since it wasn't a dedicated gaming event, so a Minna no Golf booth was kind of weird. Anyhow, I applied and won the tickets to the event, so I went and tested the demo like crazy and also got to meet the new producer Takemoto-san. I was allowed to record videos of the gameplay and also discuss some game system issues I had found, though we are not sure if any of these issues will be updated or fixed before the release in September. Today I'm only going to wing this video, so if I miss anything you can come and ask me about it in the Mingol Community Discord. Okay, before we move on to my gameplay video experiences, I want to talk about what my impression has been so far about the upcoming game system in Mingol World. Overall, I think the direction of this title is quite good. Does it have the spirit of Mingol? I don't know yet at the moment. I know that there will be a lot of things missing from past games that most people really wish to come back, but I think it is best for us to give the full game a try before jumping to conclusions about the final. So this title also puts an end to the Sony console exclusive era for the series. Of course, at the booth there was the PS5 and Switch version available. Both versions had their issues, but if you are serious about the game, I would recommend either getting it on PS5 or Steam. Personally, I will be pre-ordering the Steam version later today and won't really consider the PS5 or Switch version at this time. The first machine I was able to play the demo on was the Switch version. Since it's not a Switch 2 title, the performance and the frame rate was concerning. If you're buying this for someone who's new to the series, it might not be too much of an issue, but after my own experience and then watching other people testing the game out on the Switch, even just the ball landing in the water would send the system into a lagging spasm before stabilizing. Continuing on, I would only farm the demo on the PS5. I did try the new control method where you can set the spin before taking a shot. It feels very slow and strange to use. While there might be some niche cases where you can fine-tune the spin beyond the super spins that we are accustomed to, the pacing doesn't feel too good compared to being able to just hit and hole out quickly. Also, thank the devs that were able to skip shots again, though on the PS5 switching between pressing X and circle also didn't feel too good. Hopefully the keybinds are fully customizable on Steam. Speaking of customization, another first for the series is that you're able to change the language between Japanese and English for both voices and user interface. What's kind of funny is that the game localizes to the English title Everybody's Golf Hot Shots, so there's no escape for those that want to avoid that unfortunate name for this title. I did notice that the putting is not in feet when in English, but they use yards, which is kind of strange since Hot Shots Golf always use feet for distance and elevation. I do remember seeing screenshots during press releases that were using the metric system in English, so the settings should be adjustable somewhere. The demos are set to allow the player to spend about 10 minutes with the game or play 3 holes out. Whichever happens first, then it thanks you for playing. You're able to play stroke or match play and the variety golf mode, Dokkan Golf. As usual from past demo experiences, they cut back on a lot of the features of the game, so even though I asked the producer about what shots are available in this version, I was not able to activate those shots. I guess he wasn't aware of the loyalty levels in this build. Alright, let's head over to the game here. So in the options, I'm setting up to use controller type 3, which is the more traditional PlayStation UI setup. We're going to be playing a stroke game. We're going to go on Highlands. There's only holes 1 to 3 for Highland, and it's a par 4, par 3, and a par 5. In this video though, I took too long and exceeded 10 minutes right before the third hole was starting, so we get cut off and I don't get to talk about the par 5 stuff. But, you know, I'll try and fit it in this commentary. So this interface here, we are looking at something that looks very similar to the Smash Brothers interface, like the character selection one. I'm not a huge fan of this because we are not able to see like the character stats, and it also seems like it takes a while to set up. Like maybe if there's 4 controllers, it reacts differently, like each person can set up each of their characters at the same time. But if not, well, then you look at this interface and we're setting up one set, you know, the character setup for each person is done one at a time, and each one has like multiple options to set up in the menu. Regardless, for this demo, I set Jasmine to use advanced, Yuna to use gauge, and Erica uses traditional. Sophie here is the CPU, but I set it to use this thing called MG Mind. Now, MG Mind, it's kind of like Real Golf from Minna Golf 6 and Crazy Gauge from Minna Golf Portable. If you are too far in the lead, it starts to turn it on, and then you are unable to see your gauge, your impact, where your club goes, the lines on the green, like everything just makes you blind. They might have as well just called it MG Blind, but anyway, that's only for people who are either really hardcore and just want to have some fun with their friends, and you know, it's a bit of a handicap for if they are too far in the lead. So we're getting onto the course now, and you're probably going to see me waste my time watching the animations. I probably shouldn't have done that, but I was able to complete 3 holes with 4 characters when on my first playthrough, so I thought, it can't be that bad, right? But yeah, I was recording, so I thought, let's have a look at the animations. You hold down circle to drop the ball on the tee, and you're gonna see here that I found a major flaw right now. Look at that. The ball lights up like the sun when you use power mode, and so with advanced shot it's actually hard to see, and you know, probably needs like practice or something. But yeah, you can see here when I do it with gauge, no issue, perfect impact. On top of this, the producer told me that ultra backspin is in the game, but I hit ultra backspin right here and it did not activate. So yeah, that was one of the things, along with air rising. So on a previous playthrough, I did try to hit air rising, and I did hit the PI and it hit the pin, did not activate. So clearly we have like a loyalty level issue. But, you know, we can't really ask for much. It just sucks that whenever they demo the games like this and we don't get full access to those shots, well, you know, when I'm testing it, I can't really see any flaws with the game just yet, when things like those things cannot be tested, which was definitely an issue with new Minna Golf. As with new, I was not able to test ultra backspin stuff, and well, we had a bug and it didn't get fixed, so that sucked. One of the things I noticed on a playthrough that I got to play on the par 5 is that, so rabbit and turtle shots don't seem to be working in this version. I'm not sure if it's just yeah, just because the demo might restrict that. You know, if it's locked behind loyalty, that'd be interesting. But yeah, rabbit and turtle shots don't seem to extend the drive. We do not seem to have full power. So power shots there's only normal shot, power shot, and then special shot. Now, in this version of the game, they're actually adding some special shot for unique to each character. And, you know, since we can't even test that either, we don't even know what that's all about. We don't even know if you need to hit perfect impact for it to work. But yeah, there's a third shot that each character has, and it's like a special ability. So I guess we have to look forward to that. Another thing that was kind of, I guess it's maybe a nerf. So approach mode, we're now nerfed for the clubs we have access to. We cannot use 3-iron, 4-iron, 5-iron for approach mode. So they might be doing that to nerf air rising. Oh, this putt right here. So I make the putt, right? You know, that's great. But during advanced mode putting, the sounds for 25%, 50, and 75%, they don't beep anymore. So I'm not sure if the developers knew that that was something that was patched into the game. And, you know, Minna no Golf 5 has it because it was part of a patch. But if they were looking back at the past games and they didn't have the most patched up versions of them, then that might be why they didn't notice, or yeah, they just thought that the ghost ball is good enough. There is no ghost ball for the approach mode in advanced, so advanced mode is probably going to be the hardest to play if you know, you prefer to play using advanced. And yeah, they nerfed approach mode, so air risers might be harder to hit. Then when we're playing using the driver on the fairway, so one wood on the fairway is now designed to make it PI or die. So what PI or die means that you only can PI, or then it counts as a miss, or the skull. Yeah, so I did ask the producer about that, and he said it is to specifications. So that means that, yeah, it will be a lot harder for novices to get eagles on par 5s. Well, good luck with that, everyone. As for the online mode, I did ask the producer about this. Sadly, for those hoping for some kind of lobby system or grade tournament system, it is unlikely to happen in this version of the game. How the online mode works is we will have a weekly tournament that you can attempt 3 times and leave a good score. Then you'll be ranked with other participants. The game room system will be fairly simple. You basically create a room, and while you're waiting in the training grounds, people will join and you'll be able to play together in it. However, because this game is on the Nintendo Switch, that's probably the reason why we're not getting any form of text chat during these games. Of course, you'll still have the cheers and boos that you can execute from your in-game character, but yeah, don't expect to be able to chat or voice chat with your opponents while playing the game. This is kind of unfortunate, but yeah, you know, guess we have to seek out third-party software like Discord to get this done, right? It was a little disappointing that the only variety golf mode available was Dokkan Golf. It would have been quite interesting to be able to study the different buffs and debuffs available for colourful mode, though it's understandable that for a 10-minute demo with people who are new to the series, Dokkan is a lot easier to understand because there are just landmines on the golf course, right? I think the physics for this version of the game feels close to a cross between Minna no Golf 5 and Minna no Golf VR. When playing on the PS5, it has felt quite smooth and pleasant, performing the shots and making the putts. It's funny how Jasmine here has like the worst PI because maybe I'm not used to the interface, but I ended up making birdies for every hole with her. Well, we're nearing the end of this playthrough, so I better wrap it up. If there's anything I didn't cover in this video summary that you wanted to know more about, just pop over to the Minna no Golf Community Discord and I will be happy to answer any questions you may have about my observations for the game so far. I guess I'll go pre-order the stick. Maybe I'll see some of yous on the course, yeah? Have fun!